All right. So for this, is JJ McCarthy done in Minnesota? Let's see
Hello,
what
it's
they
your favorite
react
sports
to,
thunk here.
what they're
Don't forget
doing
to
next.
hit that subscribe. So please subscribe. Long-term answer they would have this offseason. Listen to the Vikings are expected to listen to offers for J.J. McCarthy this offseason. It is believed Sam Darnold will be their quarterback going forward. This scenario is complicated because if Darnold proves not to be the long-term answer, they would have gone 2 years into McCarthy's rookie contract without seeing what he's capable of doing. McCarthy was considered developmental prospect coming out of Michigan due to his limited starting experience, 29 games over 2 years, and the style of offense he's played in. Ocho, do you think this is the right move?
I mean, shoot, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sam Darnold is the answer based on what we've seen, from the small sample size this season. Because of the players that he has around him, Sam Darnold is he's not gonna digress.
Right.
He's not gonna digress. Addison's still gonna be there. Hawkinson's still gonna be there. What happened to my damn camera?
Tell us so we both know.
Hey, it just cut off out the blue. Hold on. What the hell? Can you still hear me
Yeah,
though?
we hear you.
Oh, let me keep talking. Wait, Hawkins is still there. Addison's still there. So, what the? I'm gonna switch to my laptop camera.
But here's the thing:
camera be overheating sometimes.
If you thought Sam Darnold was that, why would you draft JJ McCarthy? You took Sam Darnold in free agency.
They didn't know though. They didn't know.
That's my thing.
They didn't know.
But if you thought he was that.
Right.
So he surprised them too, huh?
Yeah.
Because I remember having a conversation about being surprised, and everybody like, how were you surprised? He was the third pick in the draft. I was surprised because they took him and they still drafted a quarterback with a top 10 pick.
Right.
Now, if you secure Ocho, I mean, most people that I know, I mean, if you got a car, like, okay, I got a car. I'm not gonna go out and buy a new car.
Right, exactly.
If I'm convinced that the used car that I got can get me from point A to B in a timely manner, consistently.
That's the thing. Okay, that's the thing. With this whole situation, JJ McCarthy, like they said, was supposed to be a developmental guy. Kevin O'Connell, the coach of the Vikings, supposed to be like basically Sean McVay, who's the other? Kyle Shanahan 2.0, basically, right? So he can develop a quarterback. Okay, good, great. Didn't work out with Kirk Cousins. It is what it is. He got out of there. Nobody thought it would work out with Sam Darnold to the way that it is now, right? So they got a quarterback. Okay, cool. Now you got two. Basically, we don't really know about one of them since he got hurt. And number two, Sam Darnold's good. I think he should stay the quarterback for sure. And for the people to say, trade JJ McCarthy, I wouldn't be so quick to trade him. If I was them, I would, I obviously listen to offers and stuff, but I wouldn't be so quick to trade him. What I would do is I wait until like the best offer. Let's say, they may need some safety help. So if a safety falls in the draft and then, a team calls me and be like, hey, they need a quarterback, I'd be willing to listen to that offer just to get that safety that's been falling in the draft or something, because they're going to pick late, obviously going to the playoffs. So, you know what I mean? That's what I would do. Me personally, that's what I would do. But, I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be a bad quarterback. I don't think he's gonna, I don't. Do I think he'll be better than Sam Darnold if he were to start at this point? No, because he essentially he'll be a rookie next year because he no playing time in the NFL besides getting hurt in the preseason. So I mean, hey, give him to a team. Or my thing would be if he's not going to be traded to a team like with a safety falling or like whatever position of need that they would fall, I would say keep him, let him develop on a cheap contract, because it's hard to find a quarterback on a cheap contract like, Jay, even though he was drafted in the first round. Keep him on a cheap contract. Let Sam Darnold, ball out for the next, 3 or 4 years, whatever. Pick up JJ 4 years. Pick up JJ McCarthy's 5th year option. if he's still not developed in time, or if he's, if Sam Darnold's still balling out of control, crazy, you know what I mean? Keep him, and then trade him that way, let him go. That way, he'll have the tools necessary to be able to take on a team, and to actually lead a team under the teachings, the guidance of Kevin O'Connell, because it's, as a player, I feel like it's better. I feel like it is better to land on a team or to be signed to a team that knows what they're doing, is run organizationally well, rather than a team that's just not doing that. And it stunts the growth tremendously. See the Bears, see the Panthers, see the Browns, you know what I mean? But good organizations that can develop talent, Minnesota, the Rams. People did not think the Rams would do anything this year, but they're leading the NFC West. The Ravens, unbiasedly, the Ravens are a well-run organization, voted #1 front office. See the Colts being bad, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, situations are better when you're looking at it from a player's standpoint than the actual team that they're on, because a lot of teams, they're just not run organizationally well, and that stunts the growth of a lot of players. So, I mean, if you just want the bag, go to one of those teams. They'll offer you a bag, but I don't think you're going to get a Super Bowl out of them. But if you want to leave a legacy, a chance to win, a chance to grow as a player, go to a good run organization.
But you know what? You got to think about the scouts. Think about the GMs. Think about the film that they had to study when he was in New York, or when he was in Carolina. So they think they're getting that Sam Darnold.
Exactly.
Not knowing, well, what kind of Sam Darnold are we going to get when we put elite talent around him like this? Now you see what you get.
Mm-hmm.
You got an adequate quarterback that can get the ball, that can get the job done, that can get the ball to the receivers. You have a decent running game with Aaron Jones. You in good company. You know what? We can do this for the next 3 years with you. So there's no need for JJ McCarthy. But I would say I wouldn't let JJ go.
Right.
I wouldn't let him go somewhere else.
Develop him.
He still can be the future.
But here's the thing: Sam Darnold is only 26. That's the problem that you're up against. He's 26, Ocho.
Right.
He'll be 30 after 4
Happy
years.
New Year question. What do you think about Davante going to the Steelers? Also, should you be scared of the Bengals getting into the playoffs? I think the Bills.
Honestly, I want the Bengals in the playoffs. I want them to beat the Bills in the wild card round, and I want them to beat the Chiefs in the divisional round. I think it could happen. I genuinely think that the Bengals could do that. If I wasn't a Ravens fan, Joe Burrow would probably be my favorite quarterback. I'm not gonna lie, but they just need a defense to show up. If the Bengals can show up on defense for a couple plays out the game and let Joe Burrow do his thing, man, they'll be a dangerous team. But I don't know if they're gonna make it. I think the Broncos are gonna make it to the playoffs, but I want the Bengals to do it.
Who should be scared of the Bengals getting into the playoffs? I think the Bills. That's what he's saying. Man, the Steelers don't really pay a whole lot of money for free agent receivers. They like to go into the draft, get their receivers in the draft.
Really well. The Steelers draft receivers really well. I'm so envious about that as a Ravens fan. Like, they draft receivers really well.
Feel that way. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the time the Steelers have ever signed a free agent receiver.
Right.
I mean, from the time I go back, they normally let them leave. Yancey Thigpen, Mike Wallace, Plexico Burress, Santonio Holmes, Emmanuel Sanders, Antonio Brown, Deontay Johnson. I mean, they normally let guys leave. They don't normally bring guys in. They like to go through the draft process, get young guys, fit their system. I don't see Davante going to Pittsburgh. You never say never, but I don't see that happening. With the kind of money that he's going to want, we know the Steelers they like to stay a little bit under market value when it comes to other than the quarterback. So I really don't see that, Ocho. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think it would
Juju was
happen.
another one.
Yeah, they did let Juju go. I don't know. I'm
They let
curious.
everybody go
I don't
except
think that.
Hines. Hines was the only way. If you think about it,
He finished right
yeah,
there.
Hines. I mean, you go back to Louis Lips, all those guys. Oh, but obviously, Swan and Starworth, they retired. But I'm saying, once you got past that Super Bowl run of guys, hey,
I'm trying to think, man. I don't see him in Pittsburgh.
I don't either.
I don't see him in Pittsburgh. Even though I know it would be a nice fit, obviously with Russell Wilson throwing to him.
I don't think
I
he's
just
going
don't
there
see it
either.
happening.
Me neither.
Erwin Lichtenberg.
I think Davante Adams can go to. I wanted him to go to the Saints at the trade deadline, but that didn't work. Maybe you can go there. I don't know. What's another receiver needy team? The Panthers, maybe? You can go to the Panthers with Bryce Young, help him out. That wouldn't be bad.
Berg. What are Ocho's thoughts on Jeremiah Smith's potential in the NFL?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be nice. He's gonna be nice. Listen, right now, obviously, as a college player, I compared him to Julio Jones. Even as a freshman, I mean, what we're seeing right now from him, which he's had a historic season, he's only gonna get, he's only gonna get better. He's gonna get bigger. He's gonna get faster. Have a better understanding of the game from an offensive standpoint. Getting better at man to man. He just polish up that route game. Just where he has what you see right now is you'd have to nitpick to find a weakness in his game right now because he does everything really well.
Yeah.
Everything really well.
People mentioned Antoine Randall-El. Antoine Randall-El went to the Washington football team and ended up coming back.
Right.
DG said, Happy New Year, Uncle Ocho. What teams do y'all see Genty fitting best with? Based on the draft order, I think between Dallas, Denver, or Seattle. Well, Dallas definitely need a running back.
Wait. So you think he's going in the first round?
I think, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you see Gibbs and what he's been able to do.
Genty's going to the Cowboys. If they're a smart organization, he's going to the Cowboys. It's the perfect spot for him. They need a running back. They're gonna pick probably within maybe like the 5 to 10 range. I think they would. So yeah, it's a perfect spot for a running back to go of his caliber. Perfect fit.
Right. And you see the reemergence of the running back.
Right, Gibbs is a little different now.
He got.
Gibbs is crazy though.
Looking at Genty, he's faster than you think. Now he don't have 4.3 speed like Gibbs, but I think he's gonna clock 4. I think he clocked low 4.5.
4.4, maybe 4.5, maybe.
Okay. You see a 4.5 running back going into the first round?
Yeah. I mean,
with Genty's caliber of yeah, for sure. Did you see his body of work this year? He was crazy.
Look, the thing is, a lot of times you see they've been trying to push the running back down, but you see, look at the teams that got him. Josh Jacobs, his team's in the playoff. Saquon Barkley, his team's in the playoff. Kyron Williams for the Rams, his team is in the playoff. King Henry, his team is in the playoff. Go look at your top runners. Bucky Irving, his team's in the playoffs. Well, they win Sunday. They're in the playoffs. For the most part, I mean, the running back has had a resurgence, Ocho, and I think over the last year, especially this year, I think they proved their value. I think
that's the thing, though. They prove their value, but you're not going to sign a running back to take a team to the playoffs. You sign a running back, a premier running back, if your team is in the playoffs and they need like maybe a couple more pieces. That's how I feel like the Ravens. I mean, well, that's a bad example because they just didn't run the ball last year in the postseason when they needed to. But those other teams that he mentioned, having a strong running game is the icing on top, the cherry on top to an actual team that can go far in the playoffs. So, yeah.
They've reproven their value, and the better ones are starting to really play big dividends for their teams.
For sure.
J.J. Carver said, how is a ring a bigger goal than an all-time record? Rings are won every year. Records are rarely broken.
That's a good point. But I'll let him say that.
I mean, you could get both.
Well, yeah, both, of course.
I think the thing is that sometimes people think, well, it's either or. Like if you don't take a pay cut, you can't win a Super Bowl. Well, if you don't do this, you can't win a champion. That's not true.
Yeah, it's not true.
That's not true.
It's not.
I would love to see Saquon break that record, but it seems like the Eagles and the brass, from Jeffrey Lurie, Howard Roseman, the general manager, Jeffrey Lurie is the owner, obviously, Nick Sirianni, it seems to me they've made the decision, and Saquon says he's at peace with it. I don't know, but hey, he's putting on a brave face, but they have to break me off.
Yeah, oh yeah, they definitely got to pay him for sure if they want to do that. But I will say this. Any other time, I feel like it would be okay for them to sit Saquon. But this time, no. Going against his former team that didn't even care if they wanted him or not. Like the last game of the season, he's not going to break 2,000 yards, but he did. Like, bro, Saquon, if I'm the Eagles and I'm that petty organization, if I'm Saquon, I'm trying to play in that game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm trying to run for 5,000 yards against them. Like, that's just me personally. That would be my mindset. So if it's like, yeah, I'll put on a brave face, like Shannon said, as far as like the like, sitting out or whatever, but inside, I'm like, bro, I have an opportunity to break the all-time rushing record against my former team that didn't even care to want me back or not. I'd be tight. I would be tight.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. To be that close to a milestone, just be the all-time leader. I just don't understand it.
I agree.
Stuff. That was a good episode too, by the way. I didn't even see this part, but that was a good episode.